1065.
102.7 WMOM. It is 8:54, 6 before the top of the hour. In the studio with us, he was just on for a few minutes with our Corewell Health segment, and we're continuing this, talking about LHS and just so many things happening there. Let's talk about the big news, that escort out of town for a very special organization. Let's start there.
Our Business Professionals of America organization was just announced we were Chapter of the Year recipients, which means the best of the best in the state of Michigan, again, for the 7th year. It's amazing news. I believe it was 2 years ago that our organization won that. It's the 7th time. If you come into town right by the hospital, there's a sign there. We need to update that again. There's almost no more room on that sign. And Mrs. Melanie Tomaski, she's been the advisor. Really started that up for us and has just been tremendous in helping lead students through that organization. And so it's the state competition today.
Yeah.
And they got a police escort, rightfully so, well deserved. And our students are going over there to compete and hopefully qualify for the national event.
And when we talk about the business professionals, what does a state competition or even a competition in general look like for them?
There are so many different competitions. It can be, a business management competition where they got to come up with a plan. It can be public speaking. It can be a time test. There are so many different things that I've learned over my time about what BPA is all about. So it has been... it really is up to each individual student on what their strength is, what they're interested in, and there's also learning sessions there. So after a student competes, they get to go to a couple different seminars. So it's an all-weekend deal. I know they're excited, and then to have the police escort, that's something that we want to make sure continues to happen for every club, group that's out there for our school district.
Very, very cool. Let's talk also, we were at Rotary yesterday, and we had the first name Plummer, last name is Plummer.
Elliot.
There you go, thank you. And he was there talking about the various bands and choirs and such that we have at LHS. That's pretty cool, the history. And one of the Rotarians stood up and he said, LHS, compared to other schools of the similar size, has a lot more options when it comes to choir and band, right?
We really pride ourselves on being a full comprehensive high school, and you just don't see that today with budgets in the last 20 years. There's been a lot of schools that have had to cut, and communities that just said, hey, you've got to control things and you've got to cut areas. And what's been cut is band, choir, industrial arts, art classes. And this community said, no way, not going to happen here. We want our children to have the best education possible, and so we have 3 different choir classes every day. We have a jazz band, a regular band, 10 different art classes, 11 different industrial art classes. You name it, we continue to have it, and we're just thankful for the support, the community, the school board, superintendent, all the staff. They make it happen every day, and that's something that as long as I'm here, we're going to continue to push for a full comprehensive high school. And
one of the things that Elliot mentioned was that, and by the way, I had no idea, but there are songs, Ludington songs, songs written for Ludington out there. And he is arranging one of them with his band and group and with the help. I think Keith Kaczynski's involved a little bit on there, but it sounded like he was kind of taking it upon himself to arrange this for the it's hard for me to say it, sesquicentennial. I'll say that 3 times fast. And I think that's kind of neat to be able to do that and involve the students, right?
Well, and that's what we're looking forward to. We're going to have a lot of activities in the school to really celebrate that time in different classes. You're going to hear a lot about that here the next couple months of our involvement with celebrating that with the city. So we're excited about that. With our band, though, I wanted to give them a shout out that all straight ones yesterday in their competition. Wow. Straight ones is as good as it gets. And so I know the first thing I got was a text message from Keith yesterday. He was thrilled. The students were thrilled. And then he came right into my office this morning, high five. And that's just that's just a lot of hard work by a lot of people. And our students, every day they go into class and they put in that time, and that time pays off.
And there's a lot of dedication. Were you a band kid at all?
I was not. Unfortunately, I had zero talent when it came to that.
Yeah, same here.
But we are a huge supporter of the arts and our band. He does a phenomenal job in our partnership with West Shore Community College and Ted Malt. What a great partnership we have where students can continue on with their band career. So, we have students all over the place. We have students at the next level at Division I. We've had students in marching bands at Michigan State, in Notre Dame. So we continue to have top-notch band program, and we're very thankful for Keith and all of his hard work.
Absolutely. We talked about the Business Professionals of America. They won their chapter of the year. OBOTs, they competed recently as well, right?
Yeah, they were at Calvin University last week, and what I've learned about OBOTs is it's not just how you perform, it's your alliances with other teams, and it sounds like we did a really good job. We were off to a great start. We were in the semifinals, but one of our teammates, they had some issues with their battery, and we lost a couple minutes of competition time, and that's all it takes in their world. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long, so we were 1 point shy of making it to the finals in the first event, but you talk about a group that I'm not sure there's a group that works any harder than them. They're there every day. They're 3-4 hour practices. They're there on the weekends. And so Coach Karen Schindeldecker, Yordish Rivet, they are top notch. And we have a great volunteer group in the community who, man, they just spend a lot of time. And our students are into it. They dig it. They're into it. They're interested in that. And now there are a lot of potential careers and scholarships that I believe our students are going to have an opportunity to earn here the next 3 to 5 years.
I think it's great. And we were a little bit worried about funding for them early on. But again, going back to Rotary just for a second, $5,000 check presented to OBOTs just the other day from Rotary, and that's pretty cool. I mean, we need to continue to support all of these organizations as much as possible.
Yeah, we're very thankful for that, and in the community businesses who support to the OBOTs or other groups that we have. We have 21 varsity sports, all the groups and clubs. Quiz Bowl has been in competition for the last 3 months. We didn't win the league championship this year. We're in a brand new league, but it's a little it's a little bit misleading. She has so many to pick from. When you have 50 in Quiz Bowl, finding that right lineup. And I was asking her, I'm like, how do you sub in? How do you sub out? So I was able to go to one of the competitions, and it was so interesting to see certain students' strengths and subbing in for another player. And so I think they got the lineup dialed in, and they're going to the state competition next week.
Wow.
So that's another huge thing for our clubs and groups. And last year I believe we were 4th. 4 years ago we won the state competition. So we are a power to be reckoned with our Quiz Bowl teams.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking about swimming in a moment. Basketball wrapped up their season, the girls and the boys. We want to, the hats off to them. We want to do a shout out. I know it's not Ludington, but Hart. We found out the girls won last night. They're off to regionals now?
No, actually, they won the quarterfinals. So a big shout out to Hart Pirates. I know they put in a lot of time and effort. It's not just a 1 year thing. It's years and years of dedication. Yeah. Their boys play tonight in the district final against Big Rapids. And so, congrats to Hart, their school system. It's a big deal going through that last year with our school system. It just lifts everybody up. It's a lot of fun. And so good luck to both the boys tonight and the girls in the quarterfinal.
Absolutely. Let's talk about, and if you're just joining us, we're with Principal Dan Mesyar, Ludington High School. Let's talk about swimming, and then let's transition to construction, if you don't mind,
Sure.
here over the next couple of minutes. Swimming has been a great sport for LHS as well.
We continue to train, and that is a grueling sport too. Something that, I don't mind getting in Lake Michigan in the summertime for a little bit, but boy, the amount of swim time that they do in the morning, after school, in the evening. And so we have a swim team heading over to, I believe it's Oakland University. It's a long way away. It used to be in Grand Rapids for a long time, and so I know that they're on their way over, and we hope to hear it's a 2-day deal. You have to qualify to get to day 2, so we're hoping to hear some information on that.
Okay. Are you a pretty good swimmer?
I'm decent. Yeah, I'm not bad. I wouldn't put myself on the swim team, but I definitely can hold my own anyway.
All right. I have to learn how to figure out how to not sink on one end, either the top sinks or the bottom sinks. I don't know. It's just one of those things. That's me. I'll have to get out there, but or do some training there at the swim pool there. But we do have some very talented swimmers, and we wish them all the luck. Let's talk about construction for a moment. I hear that the last day of school, there's going to be some staff members like, hey, this is it. You can't go back in there. We're starting some major construction, right?
This weather, it hampered my ice fishing this on the weekends. But what it allowed is construction to really get going on some things. They're making gains even in the hallways during school time. We're able to divide it out so it's not interrupting our educational time. But they've made some huge gains around. And if you just drive around the complex of the middle school and the high school, you'll see the changes. You'll see the new academic wing in the back of the high school, which will be the front next year. That's going up. You'll see in the front of the school right now, the new academic wing for the middle school. They are working really, really hard. And so, the last day of school, once exams are done, there's going to be a lot of movement. The nice thing is we've really worked hard with our staff to understand who's packing up, where they're going, and so having a plan in place ahead of time. Our teachers feel good about it. We feel good about it. But once that next day, after that weekend, nobody's going to be allowed in there all summer. They have got big plans, and they are on schedule with that. So we're thrilled.
Do you think that it will spread out to Washington or Tinkham or what's the street south of the school there?
We have Anderson Street,
okay.
And so we're really excited to see that where Franklin School was, you're going to see a lot of development back there because that's where we will start school next year.
Okay.
We'll have a brand new bus turnaround. We'll have a new parent drop-off. We'll have the student parking lot, permanent student parking lot, event parking lot. We apologize for parking this winter for all of our events. It was kind of chaotic, so we are thankful to all the neighbors around the high school. Thank you for your patience with everything. But next year, we will have it all set up for that portion. That phase will be done. And then there'll be certain classrooms that'll be, getting overhauled during the school year. And there'll be a couple phases we'll complete throughout next year. And the gym is getting done this summer. So that'll be something people will notice right away in the fall is new bleachers, new lighting, new things done to the gym that will definitely make it look different.
All right. New scores table. I hear that. All that good stuff.
All the good stuff for you,
absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Looking forward to it. Anything we missed talking about today?
I hope not. I'm just proud. I'm proud of the work that our staff every single day they bring it, and we have great student body. They come in every day. We greet them at the front door at the student lot. It's school. It's school in northern Michigan. We're a couple weeks away from spring break. They just changed to their last trimester of the classes. We've got a class meeting Monday with our seniors, so that's really a nitty gritty talk about getting ready for graduation. What does that look like? And then I can come on air in here a couple weeks to really talk about what graduation is going to look like this year. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's not going to be at Oriole Field because construction there. But it's just that time of year where it's winding down. And for our seniors, there's not much time left. They get done about 3 weeks earlier than the rest of the student body. So that talk on Monday, it's when I look forward to meeting with them and really saying, hey, you've got about 6 or 7 weeks before it's all done.
And how many seniors do we have roughly? Not exactly, but roughly.
We have roughly about 165 seniors this year. It ranges from 150 to 200 every year, somewhere in that, and plus exchange students in there as well.
All right, very cool. Lots of things happening at Ludington High School and all the schools. We had a chance to broadcast at Culver's the other day for the Ludington Elementary fundraiser that hopefully was a success for them. And there's just a lot going on. We actually were approached for the post-prom activities, so we're going to be working with the committee there. And there's just a lot for springtime to share. So we encourage you to check out this video, first of all. If you missed any of this, it's at WMOM on Facebook, and as well our YouTube channel at 102.7 WMOM. And then Principal Mesyar will have you back on in a few weeks to talk more. How's that?
You bet. Thanks for having me.
You got it. It's just after 9 o'clock here on 102.7 Mom FM. Coming up, music on the way. Let's see, Demi Lovato, Sam Smith on the way next on 102.7 Mom FM.
Thanks for making us #1 and proud to be awarded the Small Business of the Year by the